and I'd be honored to have you sit there. And I just think with your background experience, when a case has come up, you've been in every access there. So you should be able to determine how that police officer got that person arrested, how he got him in front of the judge, what he took to get there. You've trained them, and you've been there. I wish you luck.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. My entire adult life has been in the criminal justice field in one sense or another. Actually, a little bit before adult, I actually started as a dispatcher for the Jellicoe Police and Fire Department when I was 16 years old, still a junior in high school, doing that part-time. But throughout my career, I've been involved in it. I've been involved in all sorts of training for law enforcement officers. I served as adjunct faculty for Rome State Community College, where I taught in their criminal justice program for a number of years. I taught several courses there, criminal justice, criminal law, different things. All of that was at the Scott County campus. That's because I was working as a district attorney in Scott County at that time, and I'd work during the day, go by there and teach a night class, and then come on home. So I've had quite a bit of experience in that as well. Any other questions?
Any other questions from the court?
I appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, let me just clarify. I just spoke with Judge Sammons, and he is in agreement that this appointment is just an interim appointment that is until the suspension is lifted or until the office is declared vacant. So it is possible that you will make a second vote at that time. As the statute says, in the event of an interim suspension of General Sessions Court or juvenile court judge pursuant to 175307F, the county legislative body shall appoint a temporary replacement to serve until the interim suspension is lifted or the office becomes vacant. As you know from other appointments, when an office becomes vacant, then this body fills that office.
Mr. Coker, if I may invite your attention to the preceding paragraph of that statute, I believe that addresses how that vacancy would be filled. It's not in a different statute, it's actually the preceding paragraph in the same
So
statute.
it is the same process.
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask for the phones to stay silent and the sidebars to cease until Kathy gets a chance to. After so, okay.
I'm Kathy Parent, and many of you all know me because I'm very active in this community. I ran 2 years ago, and I ran on issues. We still have those issues today. But before I start that, we have a lot of media here. And let me tell you that this is embarrassing for the county, and a lot of the citizens talk about, and you all hear about Campbell County's in the news again. But let me tell you, this doesn't define us. There are so many things going on up here, and anybody can go to the 141, they can go to the marinas, they can go throughout the county. This legislative body has been so supportive of the new economic development that EL's trying to get in place. And so I want to state that because the media is here, because this does not represent Campbell County. Some of the issues that we had before and we still have is, one of the things is our children on juvenile day are out of school and in juvenile court. The halls are lined with foster children and DCS children. And a school-age child needs to be in school. The sessions judge needs to rely on the caseworkers, the DCS workers, and work with the adults to make the children's lives better. When they're in the hall and when you have DCS workers babysitting, that's not productive, and that needs to be changed. It wasn't changed when Ms. Sammons came in, and it's still juvenile court at this time is standing room only, and they're lined up out in the hall. Another issue that we have, and you guys hear it every day, is the drug problem. One of the problems that we have is there's very, very few rehabilitation programs up here. We had a kid in the alternative school that wanted to go through drug rehab, and there wasn't anywhere to place him. And they worked, and it took them a long time. What happens is the state dollars funnel through the Knoxville agencies. If the general sessions judge doesn't go out and solicit dollars from the state grants and get them funneling into our county, then we lose them. There's a big, big demand for that. And I talked to somebody in the clerk's office the other day. She told me, we don't come up here because I can't get out of court on a 9 o'clock session to be in Anderson County at 1 o'clock. We can't afford just to do one case a day, so we're not serving Campbell County anymore. We hear it over and over again. When I worked at the public defender's office, I would see people out in the galley and go out and say, what are y'all doing? Whether it was a drug or an alcohol program, how many people do we need to get into your program to keep you here? They would tell me 6, 8, 10. I would go through my clients with the public defender's office, put them on that program, ask for it to be part of the probation in order to keep those services in our county. Right now, our drug problem is, everybody talks about it. And until a sessions judge becomes active and gets committed and involved in the county, that they are bringing those types of services in, they don't seek us out. And our court system right now is too cumbersome for them to be up here. One of the things that I have stressed over and over is scheduling. And it is a boring topic. But what happens is 28 years ago, when I started practicing, there wasn't a PD's office. There wasn't a public defender. Every attorney, Joe was with us, every attorney in the county was sitting in general sessions court at 9 o'clock in the morning, and you did your court appointments. After that, years later, they created a public defender's office, but during that time, we were all here, we were all working sessions. I did probably 95% of what I did was sessions my first 5 years of practicing. So there have been rumors that I didn't have experience. Yes, I can do this job. I am involved in the community. We need to get grants up here. We need to get rehabilitation in place. We need to provide scheduling for the officers. Because right now, you think about 28 years ago, we were all sitting in general sessions court at 9 o'clock on Tuesday. And today, 9 o'clock on Tuesday is when everything's scheduled. Now I think there may be a 1 o'clock setting, but it's still done the way it was 28 years ago. And until somebody takes it, wraps their arms around it, and starts scheduling, and schedule with the chiefs, because right now, all 4 cities and the sheriff's department are all scheduled at the same time. There is a terrible problem in downtown Jellicoe and La Follette. It's shared because of the drug problem, and we all know what that is. But we can't do anything about it when it takes an officer 1, 2 days sitting here for 8 or 9 hours trying to prosecute misdemeanors, and that's what those are, is misdemeanors. But you cannot dedicate your officers on those types of cases if you don't give them special settings.